Look, here to stay, I won't never leave. Treat the game like I'm Tarantino, always trying to go and make a scene. Anything to put the city on, anything to try and make a name. Every day working on my craft, gotta show them boys that it's not a game. No 2K, I ain't playing with them. I've been at it since the 6th grade. Passion growing as I'm getting older, got the same vision, just a bigger stage. Guarantee they cannot take it from
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the player introductions are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. And they've got a few injuries on their bench, less options, but you'd think not too big of an impact for them.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. LeBron and Green make up the backcourt. Anthony Davis is out there with Caldwell Pope, and it's McGee in at the 5 spot. And for Charlotte, you've got Rozier. Bismack Biyombo is out there with Washington. And it's Bridges, and it's Graham in at the shooting guard.
You know, with LeBron coming to L.A., the Lakers trying to speed up their timeline. I mean, the roster never quite got gel. The end result, LeBron's first time outside the playoffs since 2005, which was his 2nd season as a pro. That's a remarkable, remarkable run.
Tip-off goes to Charlotte. Here's Rozier. Pass to Biyombo. Back to Rozier. Beyond the arc. Green with the rebound. And when you look back on LeBron's first year in Los Angeles, Clark, how would you rate it?
Well, I think a mild disappointment, but remember now, before he got hurt, they were 4 or 5 games above 500, but the injuries, some other drama.
Oh my! Great!
Goodness! That was special. Tell you what, just add that one to the highlight reel, James. Is truly one of the greatest slam dunkers of all time.
Pass to Green. Back to James. Makes it off the glass. LeBron's got his 2nd bucket of the night.
Man, you got to respect and appreciate how polished LeBron is inside. I mean, he really excels at creating opportunities for himself close to the rim.
Passes to Bridges. Shot from the wing. The Lakers with the rebound. First quarter of play with about 1.5 minutes gone. On the wing, Green. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
And Green is a world-class sniper, laser, an excellent shooter. Great at getting his puppy set on these shots from deep.
Bridges against Caldwell Pope to end the run. And the Hornets miss again. And stolen by Biyombo. That one doesn't go. Excellent D that time there from McGee. The drive by...
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. My goodness. Boy, he seems ageless at times, guys. Somehow, some way, LeBron continues to rip off these insane sequences time and time again. Remarkable.
and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel the energy. These guys are ready to go. The downtown skyline illuminating the night here at our broadcast location, Memphis, Tennessee. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan with you, joined by Doris Burke, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge reporting courtside. And a couple of injuries among their reserves. I expect their starters guys will be ready to do whatever's needed.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
And now the Golden State Warriors starters. Curry and Clay, the Splash Brothers, in the backcourt. Green is out there with Andrew Wiggins, and it's Chris in at the center position. And for Memphis, Morant and Brooks manning the backcourt. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. And it's Anderson in at the small forward position. 2 pretty high-level defensive teams tonight, Doris. Is that due to talent, scheme, or hustle, or what do you attribute it to?
I think, Kevin, you just named the 3 things that are prerequisites to being a great defensive unit. Number 1, you have got to have individual talent that is suited athletically to guard. Number 2, you've got to have a great scheme that the coach has put in position. How are you guarding the pick and roll? Do you want a top lock? Do you want to get out and challenge? Are you switching the pick and roll? And a lot of that comes down to, do you want to be great? Are you going to lay it all out there? Are you going to sacrifice your body? All of those things are a necessity.
So the Memphis Grizzlies able to put the first points up on the board. Wiggins surveying the floor. Right side, Green. Shot clock at 5. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins.
Boy, Draymond Green continues to add to that offensive arsenal. How about the floater as another weapon to deal with?
To the middle. Here's Morant. Lays it up and banks it in.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Thompson. Following the basket by John Morant. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Sinks that one from a post.
Well, that floater right there is exactly what you would see from Steph Curry in his warm-up. He practices every shot from every angle. Well, the commitment to winning for the Golden State Warriors certainly begins at the top of the organization, right, guys? Ownership has made it very clear money will not be an issue in retaining their stars.
Valanciunas, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. And it's the Warriors on the break. A shot by Thompson, and no one's around. Outside Curry. Lets it go with a 3. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. And the Warriors ownership saying they want this organization to be more.
it with a pure heart, then they turn to him. Mama, all the know is traumatized, freedom jeopardized. He just wanna win. What's a smile when you? He ain't tryna go in. 5 years later, all that is just a flashback. Digital dash. He used to run.
And the Clippers looking good as they came into the arena before the game. Important to make a splash in hostile territory. And the game arrivals sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. A lot going on here in the Queen City. There's Tryon Street in Uptown Charlotte, home of the Hornets. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. NBA action is coming up. In this game, we'll see the Los Angeles Clippers against the Charlotte Hornets here at Spectrum Center. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. Missing some depth tonight, but the starting lineup is intact for this team. And the Clippers starting five. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Hornets, Bridges out there with Washington. And there's Bismack Biyombo. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Graham in at the two-guard spot. We've got great athletes tonight, Brent. Much of this game we think will be above the rim.
This is going to be fantastic. I hope we get out into some fast breaks where these guys have an opportunity to get their feet together, rise up, and get the fan. Not only them getting up, Kevin, but the fans getting up out of their seats.
You and I will be getting up, though. We'll be standing up.
You for sure will be up.
Rozier, the pass to Washington. Back to Rozier. High arcing shot. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And maybe the biggest story of this summer, where would Kawhi Leonard be headed in free agency? A player of his caliber commands that kind of media scrutiny.
Free throw drops for Leonard. Greg, you talk about the media focus for Kawhi Leonard. Not exactly something he embraces.
Not at all. As a kid on his birthdays, he'd shutter himself in his room because he didn't want the attention. To this day, he lets his play do the talking.
Both shots good from the stripe.
You can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Rozier kicks to Biyombo. Leonard against Rozier. To the inside. Here's Washington. It's stolen by Morris. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Beverley with the ball. And there it is for him.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverley trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Now we go to David Aldridge, who spoke with James Borrego. David.
Thanks, Kevin. I talked to him about his strategy facing this team. He said those guys block a lot of shots and they try to intimidate you. We have to be prepared mentally to stay aggressive, even when they send a few back our way. Guys?
Thanks.
Too much at bat.
It looks like an orange in his hand, and Kawhi tenacious to the rim with that finish.
And thinking back to last postseason, the Clippers did not back down to the Warriors at all.
Well, LA was a much more physical team. I think they knew going in that the only way that they had a shot was to be disruptive, and they brought that on both ends of the floor, and that was going against the healthy Kevin Durant at the time. They took 2 games last year in that series, and the way in which they played, that spirit might have caught the attention of one Paul George and one Kawhi Leonard.
We've got 1:08 left in the first. The teardrop falls in. Leonard's got 8 points.
Really, with that level of speed and power, it is so difficult to keep Leonard from scoring on the drive.
Biyombo, the pass to Rozier. Takes the 3. It's hauled in by Paul George.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Step back shot, and it's the Clippers scoring again.
That's a nice play by Paul George, showing a nice touch from the mid-range.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Rozier, the pass to Washington. Charlotte moving it around. Shot clock at 6. The Hornets need to get a shot off here. The shot will not fall. George looking over the floor. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, with the teardrop, and Jackson finishes inside.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
And so it's Los Angeles with a 10-point lead, some breathing room heading into the break. Their defense has been active and effective. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for Charlotte, Washington and Zeller are in the middle. Then there's Batum, and it's Bacon in at the 3 spot. Here's Williams. And the rebound goes to the Hornets.
Now that's just enough defensive pressure on him to throw off that shot. I bet he gets a good look at it next time and hits it.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Brent, with offensive rebounding, which players can you count on to create second chance opportunities every game they play?
Well, Giannis in Milwaukee does a pretty good job with his length, grabbing boards and being able to go back in and cause some problems for the defense. Rudy Gobert is always around the rim, both defensively and offensively. DeAndre Jordan did that for years. It'll be interesting to see, if he can continue that role down there to be a putback and a stick-back guy.
First one falls for him. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Clippers leading by 8. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Charlotte's had to wait a bit the last few years. Now, the city hosted the All-Star game last season. But for the Hornets, they've gone 3 seasons without a playoff appearance and 15 seasons without winning a playoff series. In that time, the franchise has had 7 head coaches and a shifting front office. Buzz City is hoping that its wait for playoff relevance will end soon. Kevin?
We all want. David, thank you. Here's the teardrop. No good on the shot. And the Hornets now going the other way. Now Graham. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Outside for Batum. From downtown, sinks the three-pointer.
Kind of like playing in the rec league, little to no defense on that possession, and the easiest three-pointer you can imagine.
Outside Jackson. The pass to Williams. Shamet on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Outside, Batum. Inside, here's Zeller. Lays it up off the glass.
A beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
Well, they've shown both effort and will to get back into this one, but can they finish this one off? Can't let up now.
Williams with a clean look. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
Well, if he's going to keep shooting, they've got to run some plays for him. Screens, pick and rolls, anything they can do to get him started.
They now take the lead. Graham's got the lead up to 1 now for Charlotte.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And doesn't like how things are going right now.
The timeout before the timeout here, maybe just to cut off the momentum and have a chit-chat with the team to settle down.
Both teams deciding to change it up. There's 37 seconds left to play in the first half. Passes it to Morris. The three from George. It's rebounded by Charlotte.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
There's Bacon, and there's another one for the Hornets.
Oh, great ball movement there.
17 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's George. Count that one. George has got his second basket of the game.
And in dropping that one, he stops a 13-0 run by the Hornets.
And here is Rozier. And the last shot before the buzzer is off.
What a defender Beverly is. He's just so active down there. The hands, the feet. He's just a menace.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Hornets ahead. They lead by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
You know, just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. For Charlotte, it was a challenging first quarter. Abysmal shooting from the field. Miss after miss. And unable to...
the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It's always fun to look around and see fans singing our Stars Spangled Banner. Getting in the spirit. Should be a good one tonight. Don't go away. Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA live on 2K Sports. Tonight, it'll be the Boston Celtics going up against the Los Angeles Clippers. I'm Kevin Harlan. We've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony alongside. And our sideline reporter tonight, David Aldridge. Missing some depth tonight, but the starting lineup is intact for this team. Here are the five for the Clippers. Marcus Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Beverly in at the 1 spot. And for Boston, Brown and Hayward, they're the wing. Tatum out there with Daniel Tice. And it's Walker in at the point guard. Fantastic backcourts facing off tonight in this one, Smitty. Let me ask you, do you think this is a guard-centric league right now?
Kevin, it is. And no matter how tall you are and what position, pretty much 90% of the guys now can dribble, they can pass, they can shoot. We have guys that are 7-footers that we're calling guards. So I think right now this is a guard-oriented league.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. George against Brown. And George kicks to Leonard. Outside, George just 4 to shoot. That one goes. Count it.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Walker taking his time here. And here's Tatum for 3. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And they are very comfortable running their offense through Walker. And you can see why. Drops a sick dime right there. That pass was right on the money.
Now here is George. On the wing, Morris. Over Tatum. And Tatum pulls it down. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. And the Celtics rebounding well this summer. From the loss of Kyrie Irving and Al Horford, Kemba Walker possibly a better fit for this team.
And with their young core, understandable that they didn't want to extend Horford out to age 37. A revamped roster, but I think they remain a contender in the East.
And here's Los Angeles. It's a 3-point game. Outside Leonard. There's 1:26 left to play in the first quarter. It's up and it's off the mark. He's 0 for 1. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Doc Rivers gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Foremost on his mind, slowing down none other than Kemba Walker, who is in his prime a superstar, able to dominate games single-handedly. Kevin, he is one of the best closers in the league.
Thank you, David. Some changes for Boston. Enes Kanter's checked in for Daniel Tice. Marcus Smart comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Brad Wanamaker subbed in for Walker. The Clippers also changing it up. Green, he's checked in for Zubac. Landry Shamet comes in for George. Lou Williams is subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
Offensively, that's how you want to end the possession, except for the result.
Here's Tatum. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
And really at his best from mid-range. Tatum can create space and shoot up over his defender.
Now Williams. With some arc. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Excellent D from Kanter. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time.
And here is Williams. Looking to end the run, and that's 2 points on the layup.
You see the toughness of Williams. Won't shy away from contact.
And so the first quarter is in the books. Celtics out in front, up 5. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Of his free agent destiny.
So for the Clippers right now, they've got Jackson. Landry Shamet is out there with
NBA 2K21 demo is here. And in the demo, you can get a head start on your My Career by jumping in and trying out the My Player Builder. To start off, you have the option to download the My NBA 2K21 mobile app to scan your face into the game. Once you're good with
Yeah, so it's looking like Bradley Beal is set to miss a whole heck of a lot of time with his injury.
More like sadly Beal.
Bring it. What? Look, I'm going to start fining you for your dad jokes, okay? Can we get a dad joke tip jar in here? Every time Hornet hits us with one of his groaners, he throws in a buck.
Deep in the heart of Texas, San Antonio, the scene for the Bucks. It's live coverage of the NBA on Monday. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up against Gordon Hayward and the Boston Celtics. Then on Friday, they'll be taking on Jonas Valanciunas and the Memphis Grizzlies.
And that matchup against the Heat, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Bledsoe is out there with Lee, and it's Lopez in at the 5. And for San Antonio, Gay and Aldridge are up front. Derek White is out there with DeJounte Murray, and it's Johnson in at the 3. Murray the pass to Aldridge. Some guys check the league standings every day. Others try to avoid it. What was your approach when you played?
Hey, I didn't look at them much because we were a team that was struggling, Kevin. We were just trying to find our way to being competitive back in the early 80s with the Pacers. So I never got to the point where we were a team that was looking at the standings daily. And I avoided the papers pretty much throughout my career just because, to me, was a bit of a waste of energy and time. I had more things to focus on than where we were in the standings and what people might be saying and writing about us.
No good on the second free throw.
And, you know, guys, the Spurs team dinners, the stuff of legends, just building camaraderie and getting to know one another and being orchestrated with care by head coach Greg Popovich. They enjoyed the finest restaurants and great food and drink, but the fellowship and camaraderie, probably the most important part of those dinner gatherings. Outstanding execution. Good job working the ball inside.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Giannis. Puts the fadeaway right on the money. Quite the act of getting dinner, sitting down to a meal. As a team, it brings people together.
It really does, guys. I can't overstate it. When you get a chance to know your teammates off the court, it adds to your ability to play for them on the court. It can't always be just about grind, grind, grind. There has to be some compassion, some caring, some understanding, and sometimes the best places to do that are at restaurants with good food and good drink.
Middleton the pass to Shea. Now Giannis with the fadeaway. And it's White with the rebound.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul called on the Milwaukee Bucks.
It's really hard to stop Murray there. I mean, with his size, mobility, and speed, sometimes the defense is just forced to make an adjustment.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young. He still has a very bright future.
Pass to Aldridge. Gay outside. The shot, no good. Good D by Lopez. And Murray winning second team all defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
a floater, and it's good on the layup.
Well, that floater is a shot Murray's had his whole life, guys. The first time I saw him back in college, I could tell right away, instantly, what a great feel he had for that shot.
And the dunk by Giannis.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
There's the pass to Gay. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got 3 assists now in this one.
Boy, they're on fire right now, cooking with gas, starting this one out 4-5.
Antetokounmpo finds Lee. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Rudy Gay.
On the inside now, Shea will battle you. He'll fight. He doesn't let contact rattle.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. And then for Milwaukee, Lopez comes in for Brook Lopez. And George Hills subbed in for Eric Bledsoe. Passes it to Lyles. Good D by Lee. The Bucks have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. Right at the 50% mark. And the foul called on Shea.